going to talk about PopCatcher Intempo Rebel FM radio, free digital music radio that is able to monitor the broadcast station and extract music files, songs that are played on this radio, and record this as a separate files on the SD card or USB stick. It is brand new, bought in 2023, never used, never taken out of the box. So it's basically like new old stock. It is new old stock. What does it say here? Rebel just doesn't play FM radio, it automatically records it and then strips DJ chat and adverts. Easily transfer to your mp3 player or mobile phone for the free of charge digital music without even switching on a computer. Keeping your music bang up to date without paying a penny. Turn it on, saves music as mp3 files, play the tracks, transfer the songs for free. And here at the base we can see made in China and some numbers. Okay, so what we have here inside. Let's open that. So here is a adapter for micro SD card and for I think this is Sony format memory stick. Here is a Rebel transferring to iPod. So I'm guessing some form of software that allows to transfer files to the Apple formats. There is a warranty card. Yeah, in various languages. Here is a leaflet, Intempo making hot music, Rebel quick start. So that's a quick start. And what it claims is insert the power supply into a wall, unravel the antenna, switch Rebel on at the back, select your favorite radio station, switch Rebel to time or FM mode by pressing mode button, and leave for approximately 12 to 36 hours as it learns the station. I explained the technology. Again, I'm going to mention this in a moment. How does it work? Switch to mp3 mode by pressing mode button, and you can and your saved music will start to play automatically. And then by inserting SD card or USB card, it transfers from internal memory to this USB automatically. You can also leave the USB stick or SD card in the device, I think, and then it will save the files every time it finds a new song. And here is a more detailed instruction manual in various languages. Then we have two boxes. In this box, I think, yeah, it's a power supply. It's 12 volt, 1 amp with standard standard plug, and here we have some cables. Oh, there is a power supply adapter for the UK, and here is the jack to jack cable that allows you to transfer. Also the European adapter. So it's a European and UK adapter and jack to jack cable, and that's how it looks like. It's basically a black box with a very simple 4-digit display, stereo speakers. Here at the top there is volume control, there is tuning, and the mode button in the middle, and here you can insert your media, so USB, micro, SD, or a memory stick. There are two LED indicators showing basically whether the transfer is happening or not. On-off button, this is where the power goes in, this 12 volts. Here you can connect external antenna. Here's the line in where you can use this jack cable, and here is a headphones socket. A simple wire antenna is also there. Just 4 rubber feet, and there's nothing at the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tune this radio to a popular local station playing hits, the so-called top 40 stations that have a closed loop of songs that they play over and over again, and we'll see how many of them and what would be the quality of Intempo Rebel that is going to search. And my plan is also to use the line in and use the digital radio, so a station that is the source that comes from outside of the Intempo Rebel. I'm going to see how well this is going to work with the external source, and we'll see if the radio stations in 2023 can still be the music still can be extracted for the radio stations. It's a very simple concept. Now, I explained previously how this works. So basically, there is inside a little embedded processor with a program written on the Linux-based platform that continuously monitors, records the simplified signal from the radio station, and then over this 24 hours, possibly 24 hours, it is looking for the pieces of broadcast that repeats itself. It needs to repeat itself several times during the 24 hours. It needs to be longer than 1 minute, and it also needs to have features of a music. That way it can recognize and take out everything that is not repetitive, like talks, interviews, and things that are not being played over and over again. If there is an interview, for instance, that is being repeated 2 or 3 times during 24 hours, it happened like that, then it is going to recognize that it doesn't have a typical frequency pattern for the popular music, for a hit music. So basically it's again rejecting it, and then it needs to be longer than one minute, because they assume that any advert is shorter than 1 minute. So that's how it rejects adverts, and that's basically the criteria based on which it records, it stores music in the memory. The processor itself works with the frequency of 400 megahertz, I read somewhere that it has 1 gigabyte of internal memory. The quality of mp3 files is 192 kilobits per second, so it's quite decent quality. And it can store 40 songs, so that's that typical top 40 station. So it stores 40 most played songs on the station. So we're going to put it through the test, and we'll see how does it work. Sitting here on the windowsill, this 1.5 meter antenna is all the way up to the top of the window, and all we need to do is to switch it on now and see what is going to happen. So it's switched on. As you can see here, there is it switches on to FM mode. That's the frequency of the local top 40 hits radio station, and what I need to do right now is to try and set the time. I think it goes into the time setting when it is in the time. Let's test it again. Yeah, definitely. So it needs to be in the time mode to set the time, which makes perfect sense. So time and the date. So the time is 19. 1913. We can set the year. Now it goes up to 23. Let's see what's the maximum year we can set, whether it has any maximum. Yeah, it can go actually quite far into the future, so you don't need to worry about being future proof. So 23, it is 12, yeah, 12, and date is today 3rd. So we have time and the date set. And then we press the mode button. This is mp3, and that's the station I want to use to catch the music. If you keep pushing on the mode button in the FM mode, you'll see the signal strength from 0 to 8 bars. And then after 24 hours, I'm going to see how many songs it will find. So this will sit here on this windowsill for 24 hours, and then we'll see. So after trial and error, it's time to download the music from the internal memory to the USB stick. I tried different sticks. This SanDisk Cruiser worked best. After you plug in the USB stick, there is a LED, red LED next to the stick, lights on. Then the display says USB, and then after a short while you will see on the display copy, and then the song number or the file number, and the total number of the file. So here you can see file number 1 out of 45 total files. During the transfer, when the Rebel stores information to the stick, the LED is flashing. We have 45 files saved, so we're going to move fast forward.
because it would take around 7 minutes to transfer this amount of files. So as you can see, it stored actually more than declared in the specifications, which says 40 files, whereas here it was 45 files that it managed to capture. The highest number I've seen in memory over this time was 49. Here is interesting thing that happens. It is flashing this PopCatcher logo, and it means that it's actually saving a song, currently played song. It is saving into the memory. So we have 46 mp3 files in the memory now, but the total number obviously hasn't been updated, as it was checking for this before when we connected the USB stick. So we have 45 files, so this would be normally a last file, but there is a 46 file that it is also transferring right now to the USB stick. And after all the files are transferred, the message done, and then there is just a continuous red light next to the USB stick. So we take out the USB memory. That's the USB stick I used for this file transfer. Worked reasonably well. We're going to connect this to the USB in the PC, in the desktop, and then Rebel creates a PopCatcher folder on the USB stick. So here it is, and we can see in a moment how much memory these 40 files took. Here you can see the files are inside this mp3 files are inside this folder. The files are named with the word track, then there is a number, and then there is a date and time. And there's 46 files in almost 24 hours. Here is the mp3 tag that it's inside this files. Artist is always PopCatcher. Album is the radio station, that station frequency that we used. There is a release date, which means basically when it was saved. Comment recorded using PopCatcher technology, enjoyed. There is a cover art with the PopCatcher. Then there is duration, media type is radio, and there is also copyright information, which says recorded from radio by PopCatcher, only for personal use. So that is mp3 tagging. It's not terribly useful, isn't it? It's not saving a artist number, artist name, or a song title. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how I'm tagging the files. This is the playlist from the radio station I used. And here it is, one tagger. That's the software I use for tagging the mp3 files that were recorded using Rebel. Here are the settings for one tagger. It's basically taking the information. It's using Shazam to listen to the content of the mp3 files, and then here it is. It is using available online databases to match the Shazam song and find as many tags as possible. So after that, the mp3 files will contain the correct artist, the correct song title, and they will be much more usable than before that. It will take a minute or two, and here you can see the result. Here it is, all the tags that were populated. You can see that all the missing information, the PopCatcher, the artist PopCatcher is replaced right now with the correct artist. The song title is replaced with the correct song title. We have album titles. We have correct release date, a year. So the important information. And here I decided, after using the FM, built-in FM radio, I decided to use external source of broadcast source. So basically I used a DAB radio and feed the broadcast from DAB radio into the line-in input of the Rebel to see if this is going to work. And it worked. It was working exactly the same way as with internal FM radio. The quality, this radio station is quite poor quality of the broadcast. It only broadcasts with a 32 kbps, so it's not the greatest sound quality. But even despite that, the PopCatcher was able to identify songs, take the DJ chat away and adverts out, and leave music and save separate music files to the internal memory. So I use headphones out, basically on this portable DAB radio, line in, and then adjusted the volume on the DAB radio to the proper signal, the proper quality of the strength of the signal as indicated by Intempo Rebel. As you've seen before, you can see the signal strength by going into FM mode and then holding the mode button for a little bit longer. I'm not going to actually do it right now, but that's what I would suggest to do when you try to adjust the strength of the incoming signal from the outside source. So, in summary, Intempo Rebel worked really well as advertised with FM radio station with a built-in FM radio and DAB radio via line-in. In 7 days, it managed to find 325 mp3 files in 3 different radio stations. So I think it's quite good. And here, if we can go through the manual, I'm going to leave it for you just in case you have a Rebel and you are not sure how to use it. Here it is. I hope that it was helpful, and this review it's going to help you to decide on this technology. In the next movie, actually, there is technology. I talk a little bit more about PopCatcher company and the technology. So you can find a little bit more about how does it really find this music in the broadcast stations, and how does it work. Right. Okay. Thank you.